Hi guys, long time no see, right? So I thought I would do hopefully a quick video of my large written patterns that I have, and if we have time and my iPad still wants to cooperate, then I will show you guys the kits I also have. So let's get started. So I'm going to start off with my Prairie Schooler collection that I have now, since we all found out that they're going to stop designing next year. Oh, and I just want to point something out. Does anybody else see this? Hear nothing, right? No table for me to flail on, so that's good. That was a big issue in my first video I just did yesterday. I Hulk smashed the table quite a few times, and it was very loud, so I apologize. So anyways, back to what we were talking about. My Prairie Schooler collection. I talked about in my first video that I have ordered all of the months. I'm still waiting on December, however, from Stitching Bits and Bobs. So this one is Spring Has Come. I did get a couple of the seasonal that they have. There's a little bit of a close-up. And this one says, Spring has come, loudly sings the cuckoo, seeds grow and meadows bloom, and the forest springs anew. So that's Spring has come, and this is harvest time. So you've got a little village scene, a witch and some pumpkins, and a little Thanksgiving turkey. This one is Summer Breeze. I thought maybe filming in here would be better lighting, but I don't know, we'll see. So this one says, in summer when the days are hot, I like to find a shady spot, hum of bees, birds and trees, the scent of flowers in the breeze. And this one is Thanksgiving Comes Again. And it says, the harvest all is gathered in, and chilly north winds blow. Orchards have shared their treasures, the fields their yellow grain. So open wide the doorway, Thanksgiving comes again. And this one is Weather-wise. Somehow I ended up with a duplicate of this one, and I also ended up with a duplicate of September, I believe. And this one says, red sky at night, sailor's delight, red sky in morning, sailor take warning. And then the one below it says, a sunshiny shower won't last half an hour. See, there's my duplicate. Don't know what I'm going to do with those yet. May do a giveaway in the future if I get enough subscribers. So, we shall see. And this one is January, starting off my months. And this one says, January brings the snow, makes your feet and fingers glow. I hope to enable all of you guys like you've all done to me. Frankly, this is why I'm doing it. I'm just kidding. This is February. This one says, February brings hearts ornate and reveals if winter leaves early or late. This one is March, but it's called Daffodils. And it says, March brings breezes loud and shrill to stir the dancing daffodil. And then the one with the lion and the lamb says, March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. This one is April. And it says, April brings the primrose sweet, scatters daisies at our feet. And then the little one with the rabbit says, April showers bring May flowers. And this one is May. Did I say haul in the beginning of the video? If I said haul, I meant stash. This is not a haul. This is my stash. Okay. This one says, May brings flocks of pretty lambs skipping by their fleecy dams. This one is June. And it says, June brings tulips, lilies, roses, fills the children's hands with posies. That one doesn't really rhyme. It kind of bothers me, to be honest. Sorry. This one is July. I'm particularly fond of this one. I am a July baby. I was supposed to be born on July 4th, but I was not. I was a scheduled birth, so I was born on the 2nd. The reason why I was a scheduled birth is because my mother did not want to ruin her doctor's holiday. True story. Because I'm sure, you know, every doctor goes into their profession hoping that nobody's going to ruin their holidays. Who says that? My mother. My mother. That's who says that. That lady, I'm telling you. July brings the greatest heat. Strawberries and melons make cool treats, is what that one says. And then we have August. And this one says, August brings the golden grain. Harvest time is here again. September. Warm September brings the fruit. Sportsmen then begin to shoot. October. And this one says, fresh October brings the pheasants, then to gather nuts is pleasant. November. And this one says, dull November brings the blast, then the leaves to go whirling past. And the little one over here says, windows winking cheerful lights, warm the cold November nights. So that was all my Prairie Schooler that I have. I'm debating on ordering more. Why, I have no idea. Because I have an obsession and it's a problem. I should probably see somebody about it. But instead of doing that, I just get more stash. Or have a big stash position, as Jessica likes to say. So moving on. This one is an Erica Michaels. Again, Lori, Organic Granny. You enabled me on this one because in one of your latest videos, you'd stitched this one up. And it's Erica Michaels More Gingham Stitches. I'm trying to get it so you guys aren't getting much of a glare. I felt like the lighting was better in here so you guys could see more detail of what it was I was trying to show you, but I guess we'll see if that's true or not. This is Neighborhood Row, Bent Creek, that I showed you guys in my first video. I'm trying not to show stuff that I already showed you guys once. So, it might help if I'm a bit more organized, right? Who has time for that though, huh? Okay. This is my Stony Creek of large patterns that I have. This one is called Lovely Mother-in-Law. Lovely Mother-in-Law, right? I'm just kidding. I lucked out. Mine's pretty good. So this one says, Lovely Mother-in-Law, you are the mother I received the day I wed your son, and I just want to thank you, Mom, for all the things you've done. You have given me a gracious man with whom I share my life. You are his lovely mother, and I his lucky wife. You used to pat his little head, and now I hold his hand. You raised in love a little boy, then gave to me a man. How sweet is that? And then these I got on my birthday this year, actually, at my local, I always want to say that, local LNS. There's no need to say local in the front of that. My LNS is where I got this. Actually, Garrett had a run-in with my LNS. It's Needleworkers Delight. I believe that's where Silk Weavers or Zweigart, one of them, it's their like home base. And Garrett did not have a very good time with them. I've only dealt with them once. I think the owner's name is Kevin. He was really sweet. I had no issues with him, but I also didn't order anything. I actually went there in person, so I don't know. Maybe it's a different situation if you actually order from them. But I did kind of giggle at Garrett's statement he made of something to the something about burning New Jersey or something like that. If New Jersey burned to the ground or something like that. I laughed at it, whatever it was. Okay, so this is my In the Village collection. I'd never seen this before, and as soon as I got it, I swear it was like the very next day, somebody posted something about Autumn in the Village or something. I think it was this one. No, this was winter. And I was like, oh my god, I've never seen these before. I just picked the whole series up yesterday, and now I'm seeing videos on them. What a coinky dink, huh? Okay, so Stony Creek Winter in the Village. Quite a few people are getting these now. They're absolutely adorable. I can't wait to start them, but they are going to be time consumers, that's for sure. And it says, winter's blessing is the gift of quiet reflection at the bottom. They all have a little saying at the bottom of them. This one's Spring in the Village. And this one says, spring's behavior is ever spent to make the world magnificent. Summer in the Village. This one says, summer is a lovely time of carefree play and sunny days. And lastly, autumn in the village. And this one says, autumn is the second spring when every leaf's a flower. So that's my Stony Creek. These ones I also blame Lori, the organic granny, because she had an FFO of this one that I'm getting ready to show you, and it was beautiful. Willow Hill Farm. This is a Linda Myers design, I believe. So if you guys go back and watch Lori, Organic Granny's videos, you'll see this one in it. Yes, Linda Myers is who designs. And then I also have this one. It's Willow Hill Village Americana Farm series. I love Americana. My husband's gonna hate me when we get our first house, but he's already told me I get all the rooms except for the garage, the basement, and the yard. And I said I'm okay with that. So he'll be regretting those words, I'm sure. This one is Keepsake Stitches Little Fox's Country Retreat sampler. I took a gander at this one on the inside, the actual pattern. And I don't know if you guys can, you can't really see it, but this is thick. And it's on like cardstock paper. The directions for this, they're intense. I don't know. That one you've already seen. This is my Victoria sampler, my mini collection. I only have two. So I have the one I showed you guys, Harbor Village, and this one, the Garden Wedding sampler. I did not order this one from them, but if you guys are interested in this one at all, Stitching Bits and Bobs has this one in their clearance section. It's originally like $45. I did not pay that for this, but it's originally $45. I think they have it on clearance for $22 something, $22.50 maybe. So that was my Victoria sampler. This one is Cherished Stitches, and it's called In Memoriam. And it says, in memoriam, God shed his grace on me, and it has September 11th, 2001 on it. I can't believe I don't have more Plum Street samplers. Don't worry, I'm sure I'll be acquiring some. This one is Garden of Eerie. As I mentioned before, I love Halloween, spooky, stuff like that. This one just says, this work wrought, R-O-T, by me, P. Stewart, 2009. So I'm sure you can put your name and the date in there. This one is ixstitch.com, and it's Fall on Cherry Tree Lane. I have so many of these, like, fall, village patterns. They're all basically the same thing. They're just done by different designers. This is my one ink circles, and this one we've all seen. So many of us have done this one. It's $99. I have this one completely kitted up, but I've not started it. It just kind of got thrown back in the pile after I kitted it up. I guess I had too much stuff going on. That one I showed you yesterday. So I have two of these Primitive Traditions This one is Lane to One, Friendship. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Love to One, Friendship to Many. Doesn't that look like Lane? That looks like Lane to me, but it's love. This one is The Sampler Company, designs by Brenda Keys. This one doesn't really have, does this one have a name? Plymouth Sampler is what it's called. The Primitive Hair is another one I really like. I have a lot of her patterns, but pretty much all of them are digital. So they're on my iPad, which I'm shooting on right now. But this is one written pattern that I have of hers, and it's called Welcome Santa. Liberty Stitchery by Blue Ribbon Designs. I like them a lot too. And this one says, Liberty stitches of white, blue, and red showcase my fancy work done with needle and thread. This is Sue Hillis Designs, Gingerbread Street. That's a free chart with the pattern, so I can't show you that one, I don't think. This is Imaginating by Ursula and Michael. It's designed by Ursula and Michael, and the name of it is Holiday Main Street. See what I mean? This is like essentially Winter in the Village by Stony Creek. It's just done by a different designer. And there's the other two I showed you guys yesterday. This is my fourth Imaginating, I believe. I've already done this one. This was my first big project, and it was a hot mess, I'm not gonna lie. This was the pattern, or the finished project. When I did it though, this right here was like 2 stitches down too far, and I did not fix it. I have no idea where this finished one is. Probably a good thing, because it would probably make me completely depressed. It was, and it's such a cute pattern, and I messed it all up. Oh well. Tips and tricks to learn for the next time, right? Practice makes perfect. This is X's and O's, designed by Sandra Parlow. It's Santa's House. These ones I've showed you from Sew to Stitch. I'm getting into my Sew to Stitch collection now. And this one is a Little House. These ones I got off Etsy. I believe the woman's shop is Sew, or Sew, and Sew. But it's all S-E-W. This is the one I was telling you guys about that Garrett and Katie have both started. I think Katie started it. If not, they were in a SAL together they were supposed to be doing. And this is in the Fairy Tales book. It's very cute. And then my last one is the Mini Village. And I have a small Shepherd's Bush collection. This one is Santa Berry Pudding. And it says, Santa comes on Christmas Eve, seeking those who yet believe, through a frosty winter's night, in a sleigh with reindeer flight, bringing joy to large and small. Merry Christmas, one and all. And this one is November. I don't have the rest of the months. I got this one because it was on clearance, 1, 2, 3 Stitch, I think. And this one is Saint Nick Folio. This one just says Merry Christmas to all, and Santa Claus is coming to town. So that was my Shepherd's Bush. I love Shepherd's Bush. I'd like to have a lot more of them, but I just don't right now. Let's talk about Paula Vaughn. I like Hollyhocks, like through my father's eyes, through my mother's eyes. I like those type. The type I'm not super into is the quilting, which, go figure, I used to quilt. Why am I not into this? Probably the same reason why I'm not super into the fantasy designers. Teresa Winsler, Joan Elliott. I really hope I didn't lose a lot of you by saying that. And it's not that I don't think their work is beautiful, especially when I see people working on it. It absolutely is. But I burnt myself out on that stuff. When I was mid-teens, early 20s, I was super into fairies. I loved fairies. Amy Brown, Mimi Thomas, Jessica Galbraith, Jasmine Beckett Griffith. I loved their art. And I used to draw and paint a lot of their stuff. And I know that's what happened. I burnt myself out on it. I have no fairy cross stitch. I have no fantasy, nothing like that. And I know that's what happened, so I'm assuming that's why I don't have a lot of, I have a few Paula Vaughn quilt ones, but the only reason I have them is because I got them in a lot, a cross stitch lot off of eBay. So anyway, this is my Paula Vaughn collection. This is a small book, Paula Vaughn in miniature, and this one has a lot of quilts, and it's very late 80s, early 90s country-ish. That's what she reminds me of, and I have a feeling that's when all of these are from. This is a quilt one, Summers Remembered. I'm saving these. I'm hoping to one day like get just like this strike of, what's the word I'm looking for? Inspiration, there we go. And just be inspired by looking at them, and make it, hopefully it makes me want to stitch on those as well as the ones that I do like from her. I don't know if you guys will be able to relate to the reason that I like her stuff, the other stuff besides the quilting stuff. As I talked to you guys the first video that I made about liking things that are eerie and spooky and haunted and all of that, her stuff is very, just like this right here, so it's something very just haunting about her images to me. I don't know, it's think about it. Think about walking into an old Victorian house, walking up those creaky stairs, pulling down the attic latch, walking up the attic ladder, and then this is the first sight that you see. That's what this looks like to me. I don't know if I'm the only one. I probably am because I'm weird, but that's why I like these. There's a little closer look, and it does still have one of her little quilts in there, so. But that one's the upstairs sewing room. See, the upstairs sewing room. Reflections of the past. It's just eerie. I love it. I'm weird. I know. It's okay though. I like me, so. This one I really like. I love cameos. Like I told you guys, I'm super into vintage. You'd never know by my getup, but if it was socially acceptable, I absolutely love steampunk. If it was socially acceptable, I would walk around in hoop skirts, all that jazz, every single day. But it's not, so this is what you get. This one is a cameo of the past. Random tangents. I told you guys I was random. Excuse me. Quilting lessons. Heirlooms. Let's Pretend, and this is like a wedding gown. That's why I got these ones. Something old, something new. The Seamstress. Sunlight and Silhouettes. and my last one from this day forward. And my foot is falling asleep. Sorry guys. Okay, so I may or may not have told Mackenzie, the lovely array, that I also had the Kraken Pattern. I was mistaken. I do not. This is the one that I have. I have Sailing Ships Sampler by the Rosewood Manor. I could have sworn I had the Kraken. Apparently I do not. This is the one that I have. So that's my only Rosewood Manor. This one is With My Needle, and it's called With a Pleasant Thought, designed by Ellen Chester. And this one says, "This I have done to let you see what care my parents took of me. With care and cost this I have wrote, and finished with a pleasant thought." And it actually does say wrote, not wrought. This is the Drawn Thread Christmas Dreams stocking. I've never done a stocking before. They kind of scare me, I'll be honest. But I know there are some instructional videos out there. These other drawn threads I showed you in my first video. That Jeanette Douglas I showed you in my first video. This is my other Jeanette Douglas. This one's called Isle of Hope Sampler, Ellis Island. This one holds a special place in my heart. My husband is of Italian descent. His father is originally from Italy. And I bought this because they have an absolutely beautiful picture in their grandmother's house of them all being sworn into the country, like them becoming citizens. There we go. The clerk of courts or whoever was there took a picture of them, and it's beautiful. So that's why I have that one. And this is Homespun Elegance, Witchville. This one is also on clearance in Stitching Bits and Bobs. I believe they still have it. They did last time I checked. This one is also Homespun Elegance. Its freshness is in the air. And it says, "Freshness is in the air, U's are everywhere." That's how you say that, right? U-W-E-S, U's? I think so. Elizabeth Needlework Designs, New England Wool Works. There's my sheep. If you guys watched my first video, I talk about how I randomly like sheep. Carriage House Samplings. They're at the top of my list. Their Hawk Run Hollow series. I'm working on getting all of them. They are expensive. They cost quite a few doll hairs, so I only have 2 right now. This one is The Village of Hawk Run Hollow. I love these. You want to talk about primitive? These are primitive. I love them. I have no idea when I'm going to get to them. They look like they are huge. The booklets are pretty big. It says, "Over the river on a hill, lieth a village, sweet and still. All around it, the forest and the trees, shiver and whisper in the breeze. Over it sailing shadows go, of soaring hawk and screaming crow, and mountain grasses low and sweet, grow in the middle of every street." And then you've got, let's see, the Isaiah Reverend Cook, St. Peter's Church. Ooh, nice glare. This is Hawk Run Hollow City Hall. This is Nathan Huffer Blacksmith. This one is Opal's Boarding House. Jacob's Grist Mill. The Old Burial Ground. The Apple Orchard. And this one is Hawk Run Schoolhouse. I'll show you guys that one more time. Okay. This is the other one that I have, and that's the Houses of Hawk Run Hollow. I think the next one I'm going to get is the Farms of Hawk Run Hollow. They have a spring one and a Christmas one. And I think they have Shores of Hawk Run Hollow too. I'm not sure if I'm missing any, but those are the ones I can think of right offhand. These are the houses of Hawk Run Hollow. And this one says, I've always loved this saying. It's so, I don't know, creepy, I guess. When I am dead and in my grave, and all my bones are rotten, remember me when this you see, lest I should be forgotten. Remember me as you pass by, as you are now, so once was I. As I am now, so must you be, prepared for death and follow me. Okay, those were my 2 carriage house samplings. This is a portion of my Heaven and Earth Designs collection that I have. Most of them are e-patterns and on my iPad. I like Jane Wooster Scott is my number 1. I like Hannah Lynn as well. They're the main ones that I have. So the 3 that I have in printed form are all Jane Wooster Scott, and this is Sailing Through Life. I look at her and I see Charles Wysocki, and I grew up with his art all over our house. I can talk, guys. English is my first language, I promise. My mom liked him a lot. This is a colorful past. And as good as it gets. I also have City Life. I'm kind of ashamed of this. I have City Life completely kitted. I have 1 whole row of 1 page done, and that's it. I have not touched it since, and I think it's been sitting in its bag for like a year. So I have no idea when we're going to get to that one. Anyway, speaking of Charles Wysocki, I have 2 patterns that were made into cross stitch, or pieces of art that were made into cross stitch. And I just noticed this little stamp down here. I don't know if you can read that. Shreveport, Louisiana. True Blood, anybody? No? Maybe Sophie Stackhouse likes to cross stitch. This one I got from the Enjoy Cross Stitch magazine, and it's Hollyhock Cottage. Beautiful. I love cottages. I would love to own a cottage. If you guys watch Tara C. Jessica, she talks about in her latest video her lemon meringue sampler that she has. Casey Bonagurio? Is that right? I'm so afraid I'm going to butcher her name, but there it is. So I have 7. I snatched up 7 of her patterns once I heard that she sadly stopped designing because of all the copyright stuff. So these are the 7 that I have. The Irish Cream Sampler. Cherry Cheesecake, which Jira80 did. She changed her name recently, her YouTube name. I'm not sure what it is now. Strawberries and Cream Sampler. And this one is actually in our round robin, so I can't wait to work on this one. I think it's actually the first one that I get. Strawberry Shortcake Sampler. Witch's Pie. I think this is so cute. If you read the ingredients, it says 3 dried rat tails, 1 fresh toad tongue, 1 drop of zombie blood, 1 teaspoon bone dust, 1 teaspoon boogies, some eyeballs of course, 2 cups mashed brains, and 1 tablespoon black widow juice. Sounds yummy, right? Again, if you watched Jessica's video, you've seen this lemon meringue sampler. I can't wait to see it when she's done with it. The progress looks great so far. And my last one is Pink Lemonade. So, super sad to hear that she quit designing. So I'm at 35 minutes. I think really quickly I can go through my kits that I have. That was all my large patterns. I have a crap ton of small patterns as well. So these are my kits. If you watch, I believe her name is Trisha Crafts? Is that her name? I think so. Anyway, she showed this one in her first video, second video, one of those. And it's the I Love You, a bushel and a peck and a hug around the neck. That's a Doris Day song, actually, and it's the song we used for our cake cutting for our wedding. So I, of course, had to buy the kit. My next one is a Bucilla Heirloom collection. It's the Covered Bridge. It's very pretty. I think it would be gorgeous if I ever get a chance to get to it, because who knows. The struggle is real, guys. With all these patterns and kits, and people don't have a clue. Anyway, Jan Lynn's Village Needlework Shop. Disney Dream Collection Snow White Discovers the Cottage. I know we've all seen this one. This one is Thomas Kincaid's Savannah Romance. I'd love to visit Savannah someday, because of all their Victorian houses and all that. This is a DMC kit. It's patisserie. Little bakery shop. Another Disney Dreams. This is the Little Mermaid. Like tons of you, she was my favorite. This one is another DMC Chic Boutique. I got both of those DMCs off of eBay. And of course we've all seen this one floating around too. It's another Charles Wysocki Macintosh Mill. This I got before I got the larger Little Mermaid, so I have the small one as well. My mother-in-law got me this one for Christmas. It's just a little kit from the Posy collection, and it's Thomas Jefferson's book quote. It says, "I cannot live without books," which is very true. I cannot live without books. Really been neglecting my books lately, though. This is another Charles Wysocki, Peaceful Countryside. I think someone else has this one as well. I think I remember seeing it in somebody else's. This is Paula Vaughn, Through a Father's Eyes. I had to get this one. I'm going to change her hair color, obviously. I'm not a blonde. But I lost my father when I was 21, so he was not able to be at my wedding, so I wanted to get that and stitch it up. Bothy threads. I love Bothy threads. Specifically, Amanda Loverseed. She's my favorite. She does all the cut through series. Jan from the Thread Garden did the Cut Through Castle. If you haven't seen it, go to her and check her out. It was awesome when she was done with it. So I have like 6 or 7 of these. And of course they're not all in order. Of course they're not. So this one is Cut Through Gypsy Wagon. So-and-so, their website, they were having like 50% off sale on these, which is why I have so many of them. I did not pay full price for these. So I have that one. I have Cut Through North Pole. I've been seeing this one, I believe on Cross Stitch and Discuss. Somebody is working on this one, and it looks amazing. I have Cut Through Cottage. And I think this is my last Amanda Loverseed that I have. fruity shop. I'd like to eventually have all of these, but these were my top picks. So I went ahead and ordered those. When I ordered those, I ordered my first gorgeous kit. I don't know, it scares me. I'll be honest, it terrifies me. Because you see these little poppies right here? That's fishnet, like mesh stuff. Yeah, you have to cut it out yourself. That's a lot of work. We already got to stitch this thing up. Now we got to cut out stuff. Anyways, this is gorgeous poppy wood. I got it. Now it's like, oh, so cute. And then I turned it around and I saw that you have to do more work. Anyway, I got this one along with those as well. It's a Riolis. I think that's how you pronounce that. Cross stitch kit. Beer House, I guess is what this is called. Anchor put it into cross stitch. So anyway, there it is. Just a cute little kit. This one was my very first large cross stitch project. I started it, I messed it up, and the fabric is lying back in my spare bedroom. I have not decided if I want to salvage it and pick out all that black, anchor black. I used like a skein and a half. And I messed up so many times that there's basically no saving it. So I have to make a decision. Do I want to pick all of that out, or do I just want to get new fabric? I think the better option would be get new fabric. Anyway, I am absolutely obsessed with that Titanic. I have been since I was a small child. I've been to so many, what is the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh, I'm so blanking right now. It was at Universal, no, that wasn't at Universal Studios. Oh my gosh, like live display things. I cannot think of the word. Anyway, I've been to so many of those. And I'm obsessed. I love it. So I had to get this. Look at that. It's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. A guy, I think his name is Paul. I want to say it's the World of Cross Stitch Facebook page. I could be wrong. He did this and finished it, and it was amazing. So I have two kits, two left. This one is Gold Collection Christmas Village Ornaments. And my last kit is a Dimensions Gold Collection, A Treasured Time. If you guys watch Katie the Stash Queen, she's doing the Christmas tree skirt of this, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty positive it's this one. I could be wrong. But I'm sure that's going to be amazing when she's done. So that's everything. Yay! I still have some small patterns left. Maybe if I upload this, if I have time and this uploads okay, I'll go ahead and shoot that video tonight too. We'll see. But thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like me. Let's be friends. Alright. I'll see you guys next time.